Gosh, guys, so right now we're gonna talk to Slava Borisov. Let's see if we can get some questions in. Super excited right now.
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. I want to ask some questions if you don't mind.
Let's do it, why
Yeah?
not?
Okay,
Come
you're
right
walking
into
to
the
your
office, yes.
right? Oh my gosh, so exciting. So right now I wanted to ask you first and foremost, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm great, excellent. What are some new updates trending with DDC?
For us, the biggest thing is really technology driven, because construction's so far behind and where it's going now is so exciting, but we're really focused on technology from the software side as well as on the hardware side, where implementing this stuff 36 months to 5 to 6 years down the road now. That's really our big focus now.
So what are some strategies every day to move the company forward?
We move the needle every single day forward, and we talk about this. We have key performance indicators each department, but we do a daily sales huddle as well as an overall huddle for the company, where each person goes around the room and does a 30-second update. What did they do yesterday? What can they improve? What strategies can they implement? And hold each other accountable. Then the team members, then the entire department, and the entire company. So that's what we do daily, just moving the needle forward a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So what are some tips on hiring A+ players?
I think like anything else, you're not always going to get A+ players. Just like in a football team or a basketball team, I compare it to sports a lot. Sometimes, and people think turnover is a bad thing. What it is, it's Navy SEALs. It takes $1 million to develop a Navy SEALs, and 99% of them quit. Obviously, I'm not saying that in the corporate world or a sports environment, but that being said, it's really healthy to motivate each other and set standards at the bar. But to hire A players, you really got to look for the intangibles that nobody else is looking for. What doesn't show up on the balance sheet is the human capital. That asset is 100x. It's worth more than any asset you could have from cash to receivables, whatever it might be. So my suggestion is, don't worry about people's experiences. Don't worry about their backgrounds. Don't worry about what school they went to. My biggest thing is look at who they are as a person first. What is their foundational blocks? And I'm not saying test those, but see who they are as a person first.
Right,
and what
right.
determination they have. Those skills could be taught, right? From accounting, project management, to whatever skill set you're coming in for a position.
Perfect. How do you keep your company aligned with their core values?
I think the biggest thing, it's just the same way as we take a shower every single day, right? It's rinse and repeat. You have to constantly, like we have here on the board, we're same thing. We have it here as on a piece of paper where we're actually gonna get it engraved. But the same thing, you have to constantly remind yourself, which I do. Our company individually, we even contests throughout once a week or once every other week. But it's so important to do that. It's just like eating, just like breathing. It's a resource. I consider that a resource. You have to just constantly, it's a philosophy, a way of life in your corporate environment.
How do you keep your team motivated and inspired through hurdles?
I think the biggest thing is understanding that we're human. I think everyone wants to see this perfect, authentic company or person, and there's no flaws. And we're filled with flaws, mistakes, problems. And we live in a transparent world and complete box. Everyone could look in, and we're okay with that. I think too many people don't want that, and they want the perfect reviews. They want the perfect candidate. They want the perfect thing, and never make mistakes. But they never move the needle forward because they want to stay within their box. We're here to really stretch ourselves, but also make a significant impact in our communities.
How important for you is to align the company with technology and innovation?
I think that's one of the biggest things we could do moving forward. Construction's 20 or 30 years behind. So I think it's so critical and important. That's the way of the future, how we're going to do things, as well as taking that technology, leveraging that technology as a tool and not as a crutch. So I think too many people use it as a crutch and saying, hey, I have this technology, but use it as a tool to really accelerate, deliver fast results, almost in Amazon-like fashion. I.e., if I'm getting a package from Amazon, I know exactly the minute, the date, the time it's coming. The same thing we're going to do into our construction projects. We're tweaking them. And that's exactly what we want in all our projects with technology being a tool.
What are some key factors overcoming obstacles?
I think the biggest thing is overcoming and always taking action, right? The biggest thing you could do is you could have momentum in the wrong direction too, right? You could fall forward and scrape your knees, but if you don't get up and move forward and bandage those knees up, the same thing for us, I think, is a lot of people will stop, a lot of departments will stop because they didn't maybe move in the right direction, or it might be a slow or they're in a rut. Main thing is action. So I always tell people continue to take action and prioritize those actions and then break them down even further. So that's how we keep things in line when obstacles do occur. Lucas, how are you? Good to see you. How's everything?
Good.
Good. This is all our ProCore certification. So this is our technology driven is everybody in the company, doesn't matter what department, they're putting their certificates up here. Every single time they get certified on an online software technology, a construction technology platform. Here's some of our metrics. They're all going to be digitalized, but you can see from each month, week, and then we have daily KPIs as well. DJ, how are you? Good to see you. How's everything?
Pretty good, sir.
Good. Let me grab a quick cup of coffee and go. And then this is across the board, and you're talking about this, you mentioned earlier, is we have these visuals up all the time, no negativity. So if you're in a rut, you look back and zoom out. Everything we do at DDC is so micro compared to the world around us with 7 billion people. So things like that we have.
Awesome. So what are some things for DDC to empower microcommunities?
I think the biggest thing, we all do this, is quote unquote get too busy to go behind what our mission is. Our mission is to empower microcommunities through innovative construction processes, allowing DDC to deliver exact costs and timelines. So what we do is a outreach program which we've launched, not just talk about it in a boardroom or just donate to donate. We've done the hygiene kits to the homeless, because we have a huge homeless population. 90% of the people are a paycheck away from being there. That's the reality of it. So that's one of the things, really being aligned and being conscious every single day. What is your purpose? What is our mission? That's our mission. DDC here is a micro community itself, so we want to do the same. Put those logs on our fire so everyone else can see as well.
What are some lessons you've learned during the last 12 months?
Oh wow, I think the biggest lessons you can learn in the last 12 months is how to be resilient. You know, we've had some significant challenges as well, but those were the best opportunities we have to really grow and excel to the next level.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What have you achieved on the last 12 months?
I think the biggest achievement we had is growth over growth, 45+%. We were going through some challenging times. We did a company restructuring completely. We emerged out of a Chapter 11 with having all that in place. We still grew tremendously, and having about a significant security breach. I think it was a 6-month security breach where a lot of data was taken out from our systems. That being said, that was the greatest opportunity for us to really learn and become, like I mentioned earlier, so resilient, where we found different ways to continue to grow. And I think that's the biggest thing, is moving the needle forward and staying positive and growing. My biggest, I think, accomplishment as a company is first growing the person that's here, the asset, you know, that doesn't show up on the balance sheet as a dollar value. And then professionally, because if you're mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually good, when you're coming into the workplace, it's going to translate across the board, and the profit will take care of itself. So that's the biggest thing we've implemented, is a wellness program. 100% if you want personal training, nutrition help, anything like that. We have a wellness coach on staff now available 24/7 to any of our staff members. And also we've implemented, is very basic, what everybody knows, is mental training programs. That's the main thing. For the last 12 months, we'll realize the company, let's get the staff and the people we have here better. Those are our most valuable assets. And then worry about the professional side of it.
From this point on, where do you see yourself going?
I see us being a categorical leader on construction technology and using those components to really drive us and catapult us to the next level. And that next level is really taking artificial intelligence and streamlining it, leasing out software and certain hardwares to smaller construction firms. Thanks for taking the time. It's always fun and exciting.
So what is next for DDC?
I think the biggest, what's next for DDC, for us, we're really going to be in the software and hardware play moving forward for everything we do, specifically for construction, because there's a huge void there right now.
What can we expect for DDC in 2020?
We're going to be launching some proprietary technology, specifically software, on the estimating side, as well as a payment software for subcontractors and owners and general contractors. That's coming at the end of Q1, which is really exciting. That's going to revolutionize completely how people look at projects, as well as on the payment side, which has been a significant issue and void last, I would say, 50 or 60 years period. So this is going to eliminate all that, and we're so excited about it in end of Q1 to launch these 2 new products.
Right. Where do you see DDC 10 years from now?
We're going to be a categorical leader specifically on the commercial, retail, restaurant, and gyms, and to develop over 10,000 projects completed, and half of those projects are going to be completed with automation in a factory or by a robot with artificial intelligence tied in. So I think a lot of people think of robots as a negative thing, but I'm talking about artificial intelligence. It could be in a factory, moving things along just like the auto industry. But to complete 10,000 projects and be a categorical leader, to lease out software, as well as on the robotics side to smaller construction companies to do faster
Wow, that's amazing. So robots coming in. I'm super excited
Yep,
about it.
robots are
Thank you
coming
so
in.
much for giving us the opportunity. I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited to meet you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank
have
you so
a great
much.
day.
You too. Thank you.